Uh, we have seen this. Like, look at this guy. The He couldn't talk to me. I asking around about this. If you want to talk, because I want to ask questions, but he didn't answer any questions. So it's kind of we're trying to understand how much the paranoia, and I mean how further they're suffering of paranoia in a little town, and how further we can turn that house into something that expand our knowledge as a human being, taking as experience from a little town. You know what I mean? And how further we have arrived as a society in our system, in politics that's being polarized, and theology, how further down the hill the Americas have gone through by having this kind of a system where bullets is allowed, where weapons is legal, and that's increased paranoia. And I almost got killed right here by a teenager. I walked by here another day and I felt they're gonna pull a gun on me. It was crazy. Anyways, and like, is that a real something that people are? Is that reality? Is that a real truth that legalize all those kind of dirt toys for crazy people? Is that safe for families? Is that guaranteed a better future to all of us? Like, how we can approach that in another level where things can go safer or not? Like, look at that. How can you make sure he also is safe as a public employee doing that job? Is that cool for him? Is that something that beneficial? As like, how many public employees have been hurt doing that job? Is that safe for him? Is not safe? And is that safe for that lady to walk like that time of the day when right here a block away there are people wearing those kind of toys, devil toys, and city council believe in killing? Like, how further is that safe? How further we as a human beings in 2022, when just passed an election where genocide was placed in pedestal. Like, how crazy is that? How crazy a genocider, somebody who had a very bad history, have hurt like more than 100 million people, a whole generation. He's still alive and he's still doing his thing, and how his action is reflecting us, and how further our people is awake and dormant. Those are questions that everybody have to ask energetically as a human being. It's like, that's one human being, that's another one, right? Energetically, they are attraction, retraction. They are when your mind take decisions. Your decision is based on the attraction, retraction of two human beings. You see, but if we are rooted, that was one thing. Then we reproduce ourselves from the top of our crowns, right? But we are not rooted. We still don't have our own roots yet. We still have to figure out our own roots. See, like, how further as human beings, families, how further we can trust a public employee who does not know how to protect himself. He makes the law. Let's think about that. He makes the law, and he doesn't know how to protect his own self from limited doctors, limited health plan that is getting his own father at risk to lose his life. You know what I mean? Like how further we have gone with the same system where we can trust or not trust for the future. You know what I mean? If the polarization is leaving a lot of gaps behind, that means the majority of the people, of the mainstream media watchers, actually, which is not a majority of the people, right? Because people don't watch it anymore. People are watching movies, are watching all kinds of things. So almost nobody's watching politics and news anymore, as it used to be. Anyways, how further we can keep it going without support the minority, because the minority is being affected again. The minority. I'm gonna send this video to the minority. How much the minority is getting hurt and unappreciated when they are the best. They are doing the best as human beings. They are most connected to nature. They must connect to a better future. And like we get in panic when you see people so intoxicated and away from healthy life. You know, you see people looking for healthy life, but it's panic. You know, because they're not really healthy. So let's send this video to the minority. I'll see if I say hi to the minority. Hey, minority brothers, sisters, you guys have a struggle to have your rights in the mainstream media. I think it's time to put a flag again as minority and put a mainstream, our voice in the mainstream. How much are being affected by the polarized elections? Because nobody wanna see themselves as ugly. Nobody wanna be guilty. Nobody wanna feel guilty or be guilty. So if you love yourself like you love yourself, next like you love yourself, why you allow that to happen to the system, to somebody else? That's the start point, for sure. That's the start point. Number one question, as in human science, how further are humans relating in human science studies to those trees? That's the root of the root of the root to connect us to the most ancient ever. Like, if you want something, you don't look to an animal only. You look to the animal and look to the trees. If you have very accurate diagnosis of the present life on Earth, look for Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking, he say, oh wow. Vai ficar com putaria aí, louco? O cara tá com putaria me filmando. Com a paisana. Você viu aquele carro parado lá? Aquele carro parado ali? O cara já rodou aqui 4 vezes já, meu. E eu chamei ele pra conversa, ele não respondeu, não abriu janela, nada. Quer dizer, não é um funcionário competente, não tá tendo um problema de funcionários competentes aqui nesse país. Toda hora, a gente pensa que a gente tá viajando, mas não, é verdade, os caras não... De novo, ó.